Hello, welcome to the Fab and Flashy Show where elegance meets empowerment. I'm your host, Bree Wilson, and if you're a woman who's 35 plus, this is your show because we will discuss so much that you can relate to. Be sure to come back soon because each week we drop a brand new episode. The power of reinvention, stepping out of your comfort zone. In today's episode of the Power of Reinvention series, we're diving into what it looks like when life pushes you out of your comfort zone. Joining us today is Tanya Fells of T. Tyshawn Beauty. She turned what could have been a setback into a spark for a brand new chapter, and today she's sharing exactly how she did it. Welcome to the show. So Tanya, can you paint a picture of what your life and career looked like before the big change happened?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Bree. I'm so excited to be here with you and to share my story with you and your wonderful guests. So my story, just like many other ladies, where I had my head down, I was going about my everyday, just trying to live life, do things the right way, check all the boxes. Yeah. And then here comes, this wonderful year. We're in 2025. I'm not sure when everybody will see this, but I think the biggest thing was that everything happened for me before this. So this is not our first time at the rodeo. Yes. You don't make it to this stage of life without having some bumps in the roads and learning how to adjust. So I'm very grateful that this happened at this particular time because I was able to exercise some things that I learned previous to this time.
Was entrepreneurship something that you had always had in the back of your mind, or did this shift spark something new?
So yes, I like to say I came from a family of entrepreneurs, if I can say that. As I've learned more about my family history, I actually think entrepreneurship has been around with us for generations. And I remember going to, when I was at college at Virginia State University, I learned the difference between, business and entrepreneurship. Okay. So before I even knew what the word meant, I actually knew that I was an entrepreneur. Okay. And it was because of my family and the understanding of being innovative, being creative. I mean, I learned that even when I was in the Army. Like, I wasn't just a person to go to a job. I always had to find the quickest way around. Absolutely. How to get the job done faster without a lot of energy used. Because, honey, I was going to get it done and so I can go and party and have a good time. So, though having those sets of skills, I just couldn't work for anybody. Right. But it wasn't just about working for anybody. It's about solving problems. Right. Being an entrepreneur is all about solving problems. Absolutely. So I think having this background helped me to understand, but I also needed to go through the path. Right. I had to find my journey. I had to go through the journey to find what exactly I wanted to bring to this opportunity. So I needed to go through this.
Okay. It's amazing. Sometimes we don't realize that a new door is waiting until the other door closes. Correct. And with that being said, just your situation kind of makes me go back to the 1990s. I'm dating myself here. But years ago, someone gave me a book. It's the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. And I read the book. It was a great book. But there was this one quote that stuck out. And the quote goes, "A newborn chick doesn't know it's alive until its world starts to crumble."
Oh, nice.
What may seem like the collapse of your universe may be an exciting beginning. Because if you think about it, this chicken was all safe throughout the whole incubation stage. And then the world just starts crumbling. Just when you think it's worse, it can be a new beginning.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a big advocate for therapy. And that was one of my first lessons that I learned in my therapy journey and when I really started to take it seriously. Right. My therapist painted a picture of, when I told her all of my things, and she created this image of me being in a nest. Okay. And I was the little chicken in the nest, and I had all of the people around me were my straw. Okay. Or whatever the nest was made of. Yeah. But one by one, everybody kind of fell out, and, people move or go on and things of that nature. And as the things fell out, the nest fell out, I fell out of the nest. Oh. And when I fell, I hit the ground, but I did not just hit the ground. I learned how to bounce up.
How to bounce up.
And then I started to fly. So you have to have that experience.
Absolutely.
And in this journey of life, and especially in the entrepreneurial journey, you have to have those moments of clarity that, hey, I'm out of the nest.
Right.
I may bounce. I may hit the ground. I may bounce. I may not even bounce. I may just drop for a minute.
Yes.
But I have to find my way until I can fly.
Right. It's not about the faint of heart. And like you said, it's about that creativity.
Exactly.
And just what do they say? Turn lemons into lemonade.
Exactly.
Lemon bundt cake, whatever.
Girl, whatever kind of lemon something you're going to make it. Lemon t-shirts, lemon something. But make it and have fun doing it, learning in the process.
So going back to this comfort zone situation, how did you initially feel when your job status changed? You know, were there any fears or unexpected emotions that surfaced?
Of course, of course. Again, I'll tell you, the therapy part helped because if I could date myself a little bit, the first time this happened was 2011 when I initially came out of the military and I went into contracting. So when that first contract stopped, I'm like, wait a minute.
What am I going to do?
What am I doing? I'm out of there. I can't go back in the military.
Yeah,
I don't know what this means.
You know, it's like I got my meals, I got my bed, I got
first
check.
First and 15.
Yes.
Yeah, honey, what do you mean we're not getting the check?
Right.
What do you mean we're not working? So that understanding that there is a difference.
Yes.
And what that difference feels like, and then having to get into the, as I said, manual labor land.
Yes.
Having to do resumes and having to feel the rejection of people not hiring you.
Right.
We'll speak about that later, but those are real emotions. But not just that. The beginning of this year, all of us, I am a federal worker also, so all of us in the federal space were feeling the emotions.
Right.
No matter what department you were in, no matter what level you were at, you were feeling some sense of emotion. So it was no true understanding of what was going to happen or when. It was just, you had to have some level of fear.
Right.
And that was okay. You just had to learn. So
it's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
Right.
And that's something that we have to start embracing, because the sooner you get the sooner you get over that initial shock, then you'll be able to start thinking and processing. Okay. So it took me a few months.
Right.
Okay. So by April, May.
Okay.
I was able to okay, Tanya, pull it together.
You got this.
What are we going to do?
Absolutely.
I learned two things.
Okay.
Whatever isn't real must go.
Okay.
Everything that I have learned in this journey, if it was something that I thought, I'm going to do it like this so that it can look right, that fake it till you make it.
Yeah. It's not a straight road.
It's not. You got to let that go.
Right.
Because if it's not real, it's going to distract you on your journey. So you're putting too much energy in something that's not real.
Right.
And then every experience that I had, there was a lesson in it.
Okay.
So instead of woe is me, why am I experiencing this now? I'm at this level in life.
Right.
I shouldn't be experiencing this. No, there's a lesson there.
A lesson.
So that's how I began to approach this time. And because I am not trying to be a victim of all of the things, I'm literally trying to learn from it.
Okay.
So that's how I'm able to kind of float through it all.
Having said that, what was your first move when you realized you had to pivot?
Okay, again, you can't just jump into it.
Right.
This is a process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Just like when you jumped on the stage, honey, you didn't just jump on there looking good.
I didn't just show up.
You didn't just show up looking good, because you did. But it took some steps, right? Some preparation. So years ago, throughout my journey, I made some lists. And I made some decisions to say, hey, the next time I'm in this position, I need to be like this.
Okay.
So I knew that cosmetology has always been in my life. I've always been in the beauty space.
Right.
And I needed to get back into that space. I needed to make some preparations to get there. So when I came back into the government in 2020, I started making those arrangements.
Remember when you went to cosmetology school?
Yeah. So once I got into that space, I would look like, listen, you all, don't laugh when I say this, would look like a 40-plus-year-old woman being in cosmetology school with a lot of kids, young women and men, my daughter's age, was actually me preparing myself, right, for this moment. And did I need to go to cosmetology school to prove anything to anyone? No, I did it for myself. I could have opened any kind of business in that space. I could have had the salon, I could have done all the things, but I needed to check that box for myself.
Right.
Because it was real to me.
Okay.
Anything that's not real must go. So it was a part of my real journey that I needed to do for myself. And because I had already completed that task, when this moment happened, it was almost second nature for me to be able to open the business.
Right.
And then because I was doing things from an honest space, an intentional space, the clients came, the opportunities came, everything that I was able to set my business mind to do, it just naturally started flowing.
I mean, sometimes faith requires that movement before we see the map.
Correct.
You know, you're in your comfort zone. It's like, okay, I know this is coming. I know a paycheck is coming. I know this. But your story proves that beautifully.
Yeah. You have to act. You have to put some action. Faith without works is dead.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So can you share a breakthrough moment, big or small, that just affirmed that you were on the right path?
Just even going back to that, once I began to understand that everything that was real in my life and that was true to who I am, when I continued to follow that path. For example, location. Where do I want my business?
Right.
I could have started where I grew up, but I did not have the desire, the pull to be there.
Right.
I could have done, like I had a potential client base there, but I didn't have the desire.
Right.
So I chose to come.
You're in a new place.
I'm in a new place. So, but I had to allow myself to get to that place.
Yeah.
And here I am. What services to offer? I didn't know.
Right.
I feel like I'm talented in a lot of things.
You are.
So how do I know what service to offer?
Kind of have to, I guess, find your niche.
I had to, but the thing was, you have to go and flow, right? So what happens as you do those actions, people come to you.
Right.
The energies will come. All you have to do is set the environment, and people will come. And then you'll continue to learn and grow, but nothing will happen until you go and do it.
Right.
But to your point, as I began to take action, the doors open.
Right.
So the first thing I'm like, well, God, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And one night, literally, I'm scrolling through Instagram and this lady's advertisement pops up for her new location that she's creating.
Wow.
And it was a suite. In my mind, everything that I had already, you know, me and G talking, me and God. And I was like, this is what I want. This is what I think you want me to be.
Right.
And then here she goes with her advertisement. Wow. It was exactly what I shared that I wanted. But because I put the intention out there, I set the vision of what I wanted to see, I saw it, and I was not distracted by any other opportunity, because there are going to be a lot of opportunities.
Right.
But because my intention was set on what I wanted to see,
right,
I knew exactly where I wanted to go.
You know, that mirrors my situation, because when we were talking about, you know, I want to step out of my comfort zone, I want to one day leave my 9 to 5. I was telling you, you know, sharing with you that I wanted a show.
Yeah.
And then after I got off the phone with you, I wrote out this plan for a show. And initially, some of the doors were closed. It's like, oh, it's gonna, you have to have this much experience or whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, let me go the YouTube route. And then I didn't even have enough followers. To this day, I don't even have the 50 followers.
Girl, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. And then I saw someone on Instagram, and then they shared with me how they got started. And then again, the self-doubt is setting in. I'm like, okay, they're going to tell me no. And here I am. But because I had wrote out the plan and I knew exactly what I wanted, when it came, I was able to recognize it.
Yeah.
And that's powerful.
Yeah.
So you're a solo woman, you got this suite. What about your support system? How did family, friends, or mentors respond to your reinvention?
Your community is everything. In this space of being an entrepreneur, your community means everything. So you have it's you, your creative space, your universe. Then you have those around you, which is your core, your family, the people in your household, the people that support you. But then you have the community around you that you built. Those are the people that are your mentors, your supporters, da 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 da. If you are the strongest person in that group, what are we doing?
You want to be in a position where you can grow.
Absolutely.
And thrive. And it just goes back to one of my mantras. I compete with myself, right? And what I say by that, I'm a bodybuilder. And so even though I'm on stage and I'm, being, compared to others, before I got to that stage, I had to compete with myself. I'm the one that had to get up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym.
There you go.
I'm the one that had to exercise discipline. I'm the one who had to say no and be consistent. And I say that when I shouldn't be intimidated by another woman that has something that I'm looking for. We can partner, we can mentor. I may have something that she can offer. And if you can get out of that mindset and compete with yourself, you're going to elevate.
Correct. So to this very point, during the lockdown, of course, I am always about building my skills. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go into one of the franchise businesses that is opposite of the clientele that I'm building.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because again, in cosmetology, there's so many avenues of skills, right?
Nails, hair, braids.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I work with natural hair. However, I love cutting hair. So that was one of the things that I was very good at, or so I thought, right?
Right.
So fundamentally, I know the skill, the basics of cutting hair. So I get a position cutting hair. I go in, I'm doing the things. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know the steps.
Right.
And I get to one particular haircut, and luckily the young lady, the manager, saw it, and she's like, "You need some help?" I was like, "Girl, yeah, I'm struggling." Now, mind you, confidence is on high.
Right.
When I was in school, I'm the fastest.
Yes.
I can get them done, get them in, get them out.
Right.
But even though this was my 3rd day, things have gone okay. Nobody has pulled me to the side and said, "Girl, you tore that people up." This particular cut is like challenging me.
Wow.
And she pulled me to the side afterwards. She did come and save the day, thank God. And she pulled me to the side and she said, "Why you ain't tell me you got da, da, da?" And I'm like, "Girl, I did not know."
Right.
I didn't know what I didn't know. Because in my mind, I think I'm great.
Right.
At everything I do. But if I don't have somebody that is smarter than me, sharper than me, more skilled than me, that can pull me to the side and say, "Let me show you."
Because otherwise you're going to remain stagnant.
And I'm going to think that I am the top of the game. Meanwhile, the people are like, "Girl, she tore me up."
And then they're going to tell. And you know how it is. If you do a great job, they may tell a few people.
One or two.
They're going to tell, "Oh, don't go to her. It's going to be on Yelp." They're going to let everyone know.
And what was crazy, so what I have to understand, because I give good customer service, the young man, we had great dialogue. He gave me a wonderful tip. She said he will complain.
Okay. Ooh.
Because she was familiar with him.
Oh.
And she understood the client. But it wasn't that it was a horrible but there was some things missed.
Okay.
Had I had more experience, had I had more knowledge, but the point is, in your development and not just as a business person,
but period.
But as a woman, period, especially in this season, because we like to think that because we've reached a certain point in our life that we know everything.
Right.
Girl, we know. No.
There's always room for improvement. And
evolution means you're constantly growing.
Right.
So I respect this young woman who pulled me to the side. Because she could have let me but she pulled me to the side and she said, "No, da 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 da." And that to me is who you want on your side.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And you want people like that in your circle, because not only will that help you build your skill, because for me, I want to build my time. I want to be able to do the things, not just to someone else's standard, but to a standard that's going to continue to enhance my development and my growth. The business, I got it. I know how to grow a business. But do I really know the intricacies of the skill itself?
The subset.
Yeah. And so that is the thing that I feel like in this season of transition, we can't forget those things.
Right.
We can write the best resume, but where are our soft skills?
Right.
Where are our development skills?
Marketing.
More is the market, because those are the things that are going to get, not just get you the job, you have to really resell yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be what's going to take you to the next space.
So what keeps you going when things feel hard or uncertain?
I have a lot of things that really resonate with me, but more importantly, I have my list. I'm a note. Yeah, I have my planners, I have my things, and I use my planner honestly throughout my stages of development to keep myself focused, if that makes sense. Because I get distracted, you know. I don't profess to have all these diagnoses and all those things, you know, but I do get distracted from, because I'm such a creative, and I can get overwhelmed with the thoughts of what to do, how to, I can do this, I can do all the things. So I have learned how to use my tools, and sometimes my tools are my planner, or using my devices, my phone, my memos, and I set schedules. Because if I know every Sunday morning, I'm going to sit at my desk and I'm going to write. That's my way to keep myself accountable and keep myself on point, so that I know it's been 2-3 weeks. I haven't sat at the desk. I haven't written down. I haven't looked at my planner. I haven't done the things.
You're very resourceful and just, you know, managing your time and everything that you have, and just all of those things, you know, wanting to hone your craft, reaching out to mentors, you know, taking on additional training. I think that's such a powerful reminder that success shows up there and in your craft before it shows up in the bank account.
Correct.
And I think people lose sight of that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it was a pleasure speaking with you. I'm so excited about what's to come. But my question is, what advice would you give to a woman who is watching and she's been forced into a season of change?
Change is not a bad thing, right? However, I will share this, and this probably, I know everybody always thinks podcasts got to give good things and make you feel warm and bubbly. I'm going to shake a feather with this one. Go to therapy. Do the hard work. Do the shadow work.
Yes.
The most realest thing I heard within like the last couple of months was to step away from anything that you've been doing religiously for 30 days.
Okay.
When you step away from the podcast, the religious sources, the whatever, and just clearly hear just your voice,
your thoughts,
and your thoughts, you have to figure out where you are. Feel the feels.
And who you are.
And who you are. Feel everything that you're feeling. Allow yourself, because we numb, especially this season that we're in now as women, right? We're known for overworking ourselves. We're known for just jumping into school and getting another degree.
Not a flex.
It's not a flex. I'm gonna get another degree. I'm gonna get another job. I'm gonna get another man. Feel the feels.
Right.
Go to therapy and talk it out. Allow yourself to go through some processes, because it's not always them.
Right.
It's not always they're wrong.
Right. He did this, he did that. And then the next guy, he did this, he did that.
Or she did, or it's their fault. Sometimes it's okay to be the reason why things didn't go well.
Right.
I can literally pinpoint my responsibility, my role.
It's about self-accountability, self-awareness.
Self-awareness. When I started into my mindfulness journey, the biggest thing was I was so judgmental of myself.
Right.
And my therapist was telling me, like, hey, give yourself some grace.
Give yourself some grace, absolutely.
But then that started making me realize that it was because I could always tell where I took the wrong turn.
Where you took the wrong turn.
Or where I can start making some adjustments in how I look at things. because yes, others may have wronged me, and I'll never take that away from anybody's situation. I'm not saying that.
Right.
What I will say is we only can be accountable for our own actions.
For our actions and how we respond to it.
Correct.
And that self-awareness and being able to self-correct is what we all need.
Correct.
So what would you say is next for you? You know, business venture, advocacy, you know, mentoring, what's next?
Definitely mentorship and coaching. I feel like in the conversations that I've been having over the last 2 to 3 years have really been around the need to bridge the gap between the young professionals in the beauty space, as well as just in any environment. But it seems to be bigger than just the young generation, because I was looking at my daughter and some of the young people I was in school with, even at my job. But I've been in the mentorship position for so long that that's there, the coaching and mentorship space. However, I'm just enjoying the journey. I'm really enjoying this season that I'm in, understanding where I need to be, if that makes sense.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tanya, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to connect with you, continue following you on your journey, or you know, be a client, how would they reach out to you?
We're going to put a pause on being a client right now, because I am back to work. And I do have clients that I'm working with, and I'm going to continue to work with them. And however, you can reach me on all social media handles. I am Tashawn Beauty. That's TYSHAWN Beauty, and that's on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can find me just cutting up, acting up, and just being my best self. Currently, I am in the beauty industry, but you may see some new things coming up sooner than later.
And I am here for it.
Thank you.
So, ladies, stepping out of your comfort zone is not easy, but as we've heard today, sometimes the hardest detour may be the most divine direction.
Absolutely.
So remember, ladies, when faith meets action, reinvention begins. So be blessed and have an amazing week. Until next time, be encouraged and empowered. Goodbye.
Listen up. Are you embarrassed to show your feet in public? Do you wear water shoes to the pool or wear socks to bed? Do you bury your feet in the sand when you're at the beach? Do your feet look like this? Okay, calm down. We're going to talk about how to fix these fungal nails. Now, back in the day, I used to use products just like this, inferior products, and I found that I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And when I say I used to use products like this, I too suffer with fungal nails, but not anymore. Brands like this, and all the other brands for that matter, do not penetrate the nails with the same efficacy. And that's why you must have Fix Your Fungal Nail. And here's why. Fungal nails are caused by onychomycosis. I bet you never knew it was called that, and I bet you really don't care. Because if you have thick, raggedy, smelly, discolored nails that are lifting up from the nail bed, who cares what the medical term is? You just simply want to get rid of those gross, disgusting, embarrassing toenails. This product is not going to make you go blind, you're not going to lose your hair, you're not going to gain weight, and you won't get ED. Trust me, I'm the queen of toes. Go to the website, fixyourfeetproducts.com. Check it out. Go to fixyourfeetproducts.com, and I'll see you soon.
Did she say fixyourfeetproducts.com? Go to fixyourfeetproducts.com. That's fixyourfeetproducts.com.